This is Cresso, and this is part 72 of the Human Journal, the game of UFO disclosure. Yeah, in this journal, I was watching a couple of videos, and I need to confess some stuff. I know I talk about this quite a few of my clips in the past, but there's some things I need to confess. When people talk about disclosure and keep knocking on the door of the government, I feel frustrated for people, because it's like, well, not frustrated for people, but I feel frustrated at, not everybody, but I feel frustrated at people because I guess for me, I understand what people are beneath the human flesh. And I have to remind myself that this is part of the transition that a lot of people are choosing. And the whole disclosure it is hilarious, but then sometimes I do get a little frustrated with some people. There are a lot of people, which I'm very pleased to hear and to know, that there are a lot of people are understanding about, whatever information that they want to align themselves with. A lot of people understand it, or leaning toward the higher consciousness, or understand about frequency, that how people is able to reveal things for themselves. And when you see odd things appear before you, or other dimensions, and but your own mind is going to argue with you like you're crazy. You must be seeing things, and you're not. You just decided to be, you just heighten your your awareness, and that's pretty natural. There are a lot of people that still that's 5 sensory based or physically based, and still relying on the government their world government to come clean, while the world government only sprinkles a little bit of breadcrumbs of information. And a lot of people are leaning towards scientists, aka experts. Some people get satisfactory from the experts, while the experts are digging in through investigation. But then a lot of people are still not satisfied. And I guess people, again, a great deal of people are still searching. They're still searching for something, some satisfactory something. But this is, the thing with this whole matter, this topic, is all spiritual. It doesn't matter if it's about UFO or about ETs, all that, it doesn't matter. But this is all spiritual, and a lot of people that are physically or leaning to their 5 sensory base, they don't know who they are for the moment. And that's the thing. But I'm glad to, I don't want to focus not too much on that. I want to try to create a balance in this journal about a lot of people are starting to, again, heighten their awareness. And, it's like, the thing is, consciousness molds the human body. And, in the human body, you got that pineal gland. Okay? That pineal gland is designed, even on a physical form, that you're able to see other dimensions. That pineal gland is a window to like endless amount of dimensions. And meditation is very important. Frequencies, meditations, I'm going to throw some a basic on that part. When you hum, there's people from other cultures in the world understand this. So it's not anything such a big secret. It's just that there are a lot of people selectively leaning towards physical proof, 5 sensory. And I mean, there are some people getting some satisfaction, but not the full picture. The thing is that all this time, all the answers and everything you need to know about the phenomenal, the unknown, everything is embedded within people. You know, it's embedded within the flesh. And that's the thing. It's that sometimes, you know, my own ego gets in the way. You know, I get my own human mind gets in the way, that I get frustrated with some people because I know what people are. You know, I know what the spirit within people are capable of. But a lot of us, we're in a hibernation mode. But, you know, I have to remind myself, these things are done on purpose. There are no mistakes. You know, and then I have to go back and I have to say, yes. These things are done on purpose. Our higher self allow these things for people to be so gullible, so ill-aware, to the point of knocking on daddy government door and wondering why you're lying to us for all these centuries. And and then, I mean, we got the experts that's investigated, you know, revealing that the government got hold of the UFO technology, some of them re-engineered some of the UFO technology. And you know, some of the experts will say things like, they believe in the whole thing that people might go into a mass panic. And I say to myself, I say to myself, why would you say that, mass panic? You're no different than the government. But then I have to remind myself, that's a game itself too. You know, the whole disclosure campaign's a game. You know, the whole thing about people see themselves so small, and you have to rely on experts, right? This is what we did, okay? This is not any fault. This is all part of the process. I like to call it a game, because it is. So we rely on people that's highly intelligent than us, right, to come up and investigate hard 24/7, and dedication of creating videos and documentary videos and everything. And people are delighted, but still a lot of people are still searching. And you know, also what's funny about the whole thing with the disclosure, and people are investigating about air traffic controls. I was find this hilarious that people taking this matter seriously about investigating about these UFOs that's hovering, that's interfering with air traffic. And that there's been reports of a near collision against passenger planes and a near collision on a police chopper. And I've said to myself, maybe our galactic friends should get a permit and a license to follow the rules and regulation that man set on when it comes to air traffic. I just find it hilarious. This is a small box that a lot of people put in their reality. I'm like, I'm sorry to sound, if I'm sounding sinister, I'm not. It's funny. If you know, anybody's listening, if you know who you are, and you kind of get a glance at people or act in a certain way about the fear-based mentality, about about investigating, like, what are these things? What are they doing with us? What do they want with us? And if you know who you are, you will be laughing along with me, because it's funny. It's comical, really. You know, these beings that we talk about, what do they want with us? They're you. They're you. Just you in a different level, a different dimension. They're you. That's it. I mean, a lot of times yourselves reach out to yourself in different ways. You have yourself reach out to you out of an idea of a linear future, 5,000 or whatever thousands of years from now, that you look different. Yes, the human form, physical form change. Yes, it starts spiritually and it molded itself physically, because life is like a clay. Life is always in transformation. So yes, the human body and a collective is basically in transformation. It's the same thing like any other humanoid race. The human race is not the only one that's in transformation as far as what you look like on the outside. There's other humanoids race within the entire tree of the humanoid species. Every single humanoid species are in a transition mode. It's just like anything else in life. I mean, I could say non-humanoid species, they're in on a transformation. Every moment to moment. You know, that's the thing. So you're gonna always, there's gonna be yourself always reach out to you. So yeah, I find it hilarious about we talk about investigating about the air traffic. So yeah, we definitely should inform our galactic selves that we need a permit, a license to know how to fly a spacecraft, and make sure that we don't get scared to death that an aircraft or a spacecraft, that's able to stop at a dime and just go up vertical. I mean, if it does crash to a plane, there's no accidents. Everything is, you want to call it, planned. There are no accidents. Spacecraft crash in Roswell, that's been done on purpose. There are no accidents. And that's the thing. This is beyond 5th century. But a lot of humans have the ability to tap into, for example, the 6th century. You have the ability to tap into the spirit world because you are beneath your flesh. A lot of people will say things like humans are sentient beings. Okay. You're consciousness, you're infinite beneath the flesh. But you have the ability to hone in the spiritual world. You do. Every one of you. You don't have to travel an idea of a linear time, a time travel to go to see things. There's a lot of things that's within us or within this dimension. I did talk about my previous clips in the past, that Earth is a crossroad for countless dimensions. Anybody if you're able to see things, right, like orbs or shadow figures or anything else that seems like it doesn't make sense into your dimension, okay, it's not an accident. Your awareness is heightened. Your frequency is tuned into that dimension. You see, just as you able to see certain things at a particular moment in your life experience, you see, as you travel or go about your way on a day-to-day basis, you see, you are being observed from another dimension, meaning there's other dimensions watching this dimension, as well as you are able to see dimensions from here. You know what I mean? From this third dimension. Okay? Just want to emphasize that your pineal gland, when you meditate, you don't really have to take any plant to hone into your pineal gland. Taking any ayahuasca or any mushroom, that's just, I want to say they serve as a converter or an equipment to attach to your pineal gland. You don't have to take mushrooms and you don't have to take ayahuasca to see different dimensions. You don't have to. I mean, a lot of people have out-of-body experience and they haven't taken any natural substance. I mean, I had out-of-body experience and I've seen different dimensions, and it's had nothing to do about me taking ayahuasca. Maybe I could say for my case that ayahuasca maybe open or assist me open up a door more for my own human experience. Okay, but anyway, I mean, your pineal gland, you able to see things. So a lot of these beings that you've seen, they can see you. So, you know, there is really no disclosure, you know, that a lot of us like to play. You're always being watched or visited by yourselves. Again, who are they? Who are these beings? What do they want with us? All that is you, you know? And, you know, I know somebody that's a human being that's physically based, that's 5 sensory based, meaning they don't like that story. It's, a lot of people like duality. You either find them as a threat or you find them in that highly intelligent and maybe they might take over the world, or maybe they're just playing with us. That type of stuff, you know. And but for those that do understand and see that all of these things all the stuff, the collective and everything beyond all that, everything spiritual from infinite, okay, all the answers and everything is within you all this time. You know, a lot of people, you ever lose something, you misplace something, right? Let's just say you misplaced something, and you going crazy, you looking for it. You say to yourself, I just put it down right here, and I can't find it. Why can't you find it? I mean, you just placed whatever. It could be a comb or your cell phone. You just placed it there a moment ago. You can't find it. And your mind's playing with you. Oh, it just disappeared. Oh my God, you're going crazy. You're distracted. It's because you're out of focus. You're out of focus. It's right in front of you. So, to back up, you do know the answers, everybody, within your spirit. You just purposely misplaced the truth in front of you, and you can't see it. You're going crazy. Where is the truth? I must know the truth. And it's right in front of your nose all this time. But for the 5 sensory or somebody that's physically based are going to still knock on daddy government door worldwide and have a campaign sign, a UFO disclosure, and rely on experts to investigate. And look, I don't take pleasure. I don't look down on my human counterpart, my human consciousness, because you're me and I'm you. It's just that there is a part of the human consciousness that are in hibernation mode, and there are other parts of the part of the human consciousness that are awakened and that understood about frequencies and understand that whatever you need to know is revealed in front of you. If you want to interact with yourself from another dimension, anybody, I don't care who you are, any human being around the world could do that. Anybody. If you want to go back in time, I mean, it's an option to use a physical, high technology, a super technology device to go through an idea of a time travel, but your spirit, it's infinite. Your spirit leads to timelessness. So if your spirit wants to play the game of time travel, you can't go have an out-of-body experience and have an idea of a time travel without having some sort of technology. But the technology, physical technology, is an option. You know? I experienced time travel. I mean, I know I experienced it a bunch of times. I mean, just for the sake of the topic, I have. But I've done clips about that. And I listen to a lot of people talk about how the government, keeping a nice secret about how they're able to go back in time, and how the whole thing, you know, the whole Mandela effect that's floating around the internet, maybe they are literally tweaking, changing time, the future, and all that. And I'm saying to myself, you know what? They is us. And life is all possibilities. There's many different realities. There's many different versions of you on Earth. Many. Like, there's really no number of the versions of you. So there are an idea that the government, right, the Majestic 12, the Majestic 12 from Area 51, they went into time, okay, met with an ET to change the future. I know I'm sounding sinister, but I'm not. I'm being serious here. There's all kinds of reality, but according to our physically based mind, we're gonna say no. These things are happening, and we're like sitting ducks, and we can't do anything about it. We must continually investigate. But the funny thing about it, that your own mind don't understand for the moment, that all these realities do exist now. All the stuff that I'm speaking, and everything that we speak. I mean, all of us are storytellers. We're the source of all realities. I could just go much, much deeper, but just for the sake of the game of disclosure, yeah, a lot of people, they don't know who they are for that moment. So, that's why a lot of this campaign off the whole thing. And again, sometimes my own human mind get the best of me because it's part of my experience. That I sit there and I get frustrated with some people because I just know what people are beneath the flesh. But everything is done on purpose. Everything. Our higher self allowed this for a reason. We always giving ourselves a chance to rediscover who ourselves are. All the time. So, I mean, I just wanted to say that. And then another thing too, it seems to not fail that every time in this topic of the UFO community, people talk about, are ET or demons? They must be fallen angels. Oh, no, they're angelic beings. Wow, what are they? And I always see that. And it always seems, I know, I'm just align myself into a reality of this. I'm just wanted to take the opportunity to discuss this. It seems to be, when it comes to the UFO community, you always see somebody expressing or try to squeeze the Christianity belief of Jesus Christ. About, try to put the ETs as our demons, and you must accept Jesus Christ as your Lord. And I have to ask myself, why is always, this is a question to myself. It's like, I see this a lot, it's a pattern with that. And I understand why that there's always seemed to be an individual, seemed to be my human self, always seemed to imply the character of Jesus Christ when it comes to ETs or the UFO community. Sorry. Because the idea of Jesus Christ, to accept as your Lord and Savior, is a safety net. Is to keep yourself sane. Because the thing is that the whole thing, the mechanism with the Jesus Christ that our higher self allows, is because the story with that is that, you see, anybody that's aligned to this idea is that a lot of humans are suggested to believe that people are basically a creation of God. You are a speck of dust, okay? And that you must accept your Lord and Savior in order to have a relationship with God, right? And there's nothing else outside of that. It's just those things. And So when something like this, like other dimensions and other things about life, right, that's being talked about, yes, the idea of, when someone talks about Christ as your Lord and Savior is a safety net to keep people sane. Because the thing is that this is what I already see anyway in spirit, is that when more and more people are getting themselves into higher consciousness, a lot of these religious beliefs that keep people one-dimensional, people are going to automatically shift, into different, or they're going to reveal themselves more of life. So these one-dimensional based ideas is not going to serve people, it's not going to serve you anything anymore. It's going to serve you a purpose for a certain time, but it's going to just fade away. But people that want to keep themselves sane is that they're still trying to hold on to this, I like to call it an earth bubble. It's just humans only, right? You got the angels, you have Jesus, and you have God. Okay, for those that like to inject Jesus Christ as your Lord and Savior in the UFO community. Again, it's a safety net to keep yourself sane, because there's nothing else outside of Earth. It's just you. It's just the human race only. You're just a dust, a speck of dust. So our higher self implemented this whole experience because people selectively doing this because they don't know who they are for that moment. So when people, again, before I close out, when people understand who they are more and more, when they broaden their frequency level or their awareness level, all these things is going to be an afterthought. The whole thing with disclosure, right? You're going to look at it like, oh, wow, there was a brief moment in my experience that I was so hell-bent about the whole disclosure, and the government is hiding things from us for all these centuries. It's like that's like a brief bump. That's like a hiccup. So all these things are being done on purpose. There's no accidents, and this is the thing I'm learning so much. I'm just going through my own human experience. This whole thing, the drama, all involved in this. It's just wow. It's amazing. So I just wanted to talk about the disclosure. It's fine. It's just so comical, in its own way. But this is just one of the many reasons, one of the many ways that people are doing what they can to really discover who they are, and that's the whole big. That's the actual real campaign, really. Okay, is people basically rediscovering, okay, the truth. Okay, because the truth, everybody, you see, the truth never left you. It's always there. It's embedded in your spirit. It's never left you. You can momentarily separate yourself from the truth by remaining ignorant, or, for example, putting yourself in thinking of a one-dimensional way of thinking, or 5 sensory only. But when you start to understand what the frequency level is, and you start to see things that seem to be questionable, or your own mind is telling you there's something wrong with you, are you losing it? Yeah, it's natural. It's natural. You're revealing things more and more about life and those beings. That what are they? What do they want with us? That's you. That's you in a different level. And also, one thing, I'm sorry, I almost forgot. These beings are assisting us. Yourself in different dimensions are assisting you, okay, from your egomaniac governments, world government that's pointing nuclear missiles at each other. So you're going to assist yourself from other dimensions, and you're going to deactivate these nuclear plants. But the game is that a lot of people looking at this as a national threat to, a national threat, and my God, this is a threat to national security. That's the big thing. And this, again, it's all a game, And again, people start to understand who they are. These things are going to be pushed out the way. It's just natural. Life is like a clay. You're being molded all the time. The human race will change its physical form, but everything starts spiritually, then it goes physically. Life always in transformation. The human race, just like any other humanoid race, is always in transformation, even non-humanoid race. Everything goes through everything goes from transformation. Everything, even light, okay? Light itself goes through transformation. Everything within infinite is in transformation. It's like clay. Time. Time is, we look at time as like, wow, we put this 24-hour clock in this dimension, but time is just part of a set of a Broadway play. It's like, you see anybody that's been to a play, you seen furnitures, you got a picture frame and everything. So what it is, time is just part of the Broadway set. That's all it is. It's only tailored to your life experience. That's all it is. It's just a set. And I think that's all I have to say. I'm so glad I did this journal, and it's fun, and I just do believe a lot of people that's listening to this that has an open mind, and what I have to say, and it was just felt like I needed to share it. But I had to confess a little bit that I just get so frustrated with some people, but that I just have to remind myself I'm going through my own experience sometimes, my own moments. But cool thing is that I know who we are, and life is taking its own course. That's the beauty thing about consciousness. Okay, everybody, until then, I will be back for part 73. Take care.